brighter light. Caribbean LED lighting gives you longer lasting LED lighting that's even brighter. Caribbean LED lighting. Look on the brighter side.
Caribbean LED Lighting St. Lucia Incorporated, located on the ground floor of the Shoreline Building, Vidbutai, Castries. Visit our showroom or call us at 452-9022 or 452-9021 for all your LED decorative and outdoor lighting solutions. Check out our webpage, www.caribbeanledlighting.com.
Good morning, Vaval Central is on now. Vaval Central is sponsored by the Carnival Planning Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Creamery Novelties, Live a Little, Harris Paints, the champions of color. Remember, the month-end special is on now, 40% off all paints at the color centers. The Computer Store, Strong Players, Good Morning Courts, bringing value home, and Grace Tropical Rhythms.
We're back! Vaval Central! The music, the happenings, interviews, and all aspects of Carnival. Vaval Central! Yeah! Vaval Central! 8 to 9:30 a.m. Monday to Friday with Teddy Francis and TRCI. Vaval Central beginning mid-19 on the Caribbean Sound. Sponsored by the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Harris Paints, the Computer Store, Quartz, bringing value home, and Creamery Novelties. Vaval Central! Yeah!
Get ready, St. Lucia. Lucian Carnival 2025 is on, and this year it's bigger, brighter, and bolder than ever. From Calypso to Soca, Junior Carnival to Juve, and Panorama to Pageantry, every event is bursting with non-stop energy, ecstasy, and vibes. Come catch the rhythm on Carnival Monday and Tuesday with views that only Lucian Carnival can deliver. It's the ultimate summer escape. Feel the vibes, embody the spirit. Lucian Carnival, nothing sweeter than that.
Are you a small business owner looking for dependable IT support? Then look no further. TCS has the solutions to all your IT needs. Our experienced and qualified team of IT professionals has all your IT solutions. We provide wired and wireless networking, point-of-sale solutions, network security, data backup and recovery solutions, desktops and laptops, computer hardware and software, computer accessories, inks, toners, and much more. Don't let IT solutions cripple your operations or your ability to serve your clients. Call us today at 450-4638 or visit us on the ground floor of the American Drywall Building at Vidbutai. The Computer Store, meeting your demands in the IT world.
Kaiser Pro Stent, in collaboration with CMMC, welcomes you to our grand opening, Friday, May 30th, National Cultural Center, 8:30 p.m. KPT, Art of Kaiser, a new, exciting, innovative way, featuring Kitina, Mystic, Desma, Blackberry, Realist, Lady CC, KK, with a special performance from Blaze and TC Brown. New to KPT stage, Hyper, Taker, Divine. Guest artist Dominica's first female Kaiser Monarch, Tasha P, and King Bob. A night of Kaizo celebration, backed by Invasion with Brad. Kaizo Pro Stent, The Art of Kaizo. Grand opening, May 30th, NCC. Admission $25. Outside attractions with fully stocked bar and food. With DJ Shotman. Dress code, colorful. Sponsored by St. Lucia Distillers, Bounty Rum, Michelle's Electrical, Lucilec, Beton Bear, Lewis Industries, Ministry of Tourism, Creative Industries, Shanga Pro, All Handy Services, Mandy's Designs, Cultural Development Foundation, Calabash TV, Bellevue Hotel, ES Productions, licensed by Echo.
Who's a little man with a lot to offer? He is the Harris Paints man, who sells the best for ladies in so many colors. He is the Harris Paints man. For a better paint and a better price, check the little man for some soft advice. If you're painting inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Paints. If you're painting inside, outside, you'll be satisfied when you use Harris Paints.
On Saturday, May 31st, at the NCC TOT Summer Village in collaboration with the CMMC and the CPMC present real authentic tent vibes on stage. The Black Pearl, Ashe, Dragon, Nashel, Chusman, Tikaro, Chairman, Empress C, the King of Soca and more. All backed up by the Powerhouse Band, Caribbean Connection, MC Izai Hall. Starting time at 30 p.m. Admission $25. You pay at the door. Get ready for a night of pure energy as the youth blend with experience in true TOT Soca Village style. Sponsored by Camp, Lucelec, Barbie Limited, Peter and Company Auto, Blanchou St. Lucia, Blue Waters, Carib Bear, Total Auto, Bishop Electrical, Massey Stores, Anakin St. Lucia Limited, and Madry's Kitchen. TOT Soca Village, real authentic tent vibes. Saturday, May 31st, 8:30 p.m. at the NCC. This event is licensed by Echo.
The Quartz 5-day sale is here. From May 26th to May 30th, get ready to save big across all stores. Lounge and dining, 20% off cash purchases and 30% off credit purchases. For the bedroom, buy 2 get 1 free, excluding Ashley products. Hurry in, deals like this won't last. Shop now, only at Quartz. Terms and conditions apply. Quartz, bringing value home.
Oh, I've got this feeling to high-five the sun, dance in the rain, and have my scoop of fun. I'm on my way to flavor my day with something new, and I've got room for you. Let loose and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with creamery novelties. Love life and live a little, get close and share a little, give in and taste a little. You'll fall in love with creamery novelties.
Enjoy Creamy Novelties ice cream, distributed by Ferrens Foods. Live a little.
Grace Tropical Rhythms, join the rhythm. Distributed in St. Lucia by Acado Limited.
The wait is over. We are about to turn it up. Soca, the ultimate tent, in collaboration with the CMMC present Big Bad Soca on Saturday, May 31st at the Pavilion in Rodney Bay. Performing live. Bounce, Marta, Slide, Anthony Fun Machine, Sadale, Keisha and more. Starting time 8 p.m. Admission $25 at the door. The first 100 people pay $20. Soca, the ultimate tent presents Big Bad Soca.
Boy, when you get the car,
Saturday, May 31st, 8 p.m. at the Pavilion on Rodney Bay. This event is sponsored by Lucelec, Campari, Doers, DJ, Peter Bear, Island Sound, Pleasant FM, NBC, Hot FM, The Wave, and Radio Caribbean International. The event is licensed by Echo.
You asked for it, and we've answered. Soca Stars is back! The hottest stage for up-and-coming soca stars with live vibes, pure energy, and fans to turn up the heat. Soca Stars, get ready. A massive $20,000 production package is up for grabs. That's right, your own song and music video fully produced. Think you've got what it takes? Register now to compete. Sign up early at peterbear.com or come in early at the venue. This is your shot at stardom. Peter Soca Stars 2025. It all starts Wednesday, May 21st at Glamity in Oxford. Bring out the Soca Star in you.
Friday, July 18th, Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
All you put your hands in the air if you love sweet soca music.
Color Me Red.
Somebody say sweet soca music. Oh my gosh. This is the thing to change the world. Watch and sing the words with me. Go. When I'm feeling under the weather, you just make me feel sweet. I take cocoa tea using sugar, and together we are complete. Darling, pick me up. Only you alone can put fire back in the soul.
Early bird tickets are $135. General admission $150. VIP $500.
Color Me Red. Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
I could never let you miss how she did. Miss how she did. Girl, I'm coming home. I will see you again. Hold me through these nights I'm dreaming.
Color Me Red.
Put up the fire. Bubbling it over. Crazy.
Friday, July 18th. Darren Sammy Cricket Ground.
Color Me Red. It's your cocoa.
Color Me Red tickets are available now at Steve's Barbershop, Radio Caribbean International, The Cell, TM Antoine Partners, Red Team members, and FourCirclesTickets.com. Color Me Red, the greatest love.
Good morning, Vaval Central.
And we're back. Vaval Central in the Caribbean sound. Good morning, Teddy.
Good morning, Iowa. Good morning. A morning when we receive royalty, when Shan Lucian, the reigning Carnival Queen of St. Lucia, and indeed the reigning Caribbean Queen, having won the GC's pageant over in Antigua. Good morning, Shan Lucian.
Good morning.
Good morning. The fans yesterday in the response could hardly wait. Want to hear what you have to say, both about your reign, the Carnival Queen pageant upcoming, your tenure as Carnival Queen, and indeed your foray into the Calypso world. We seem to hear that. We also have Claude Paul, who's here to speak things music, Carnival music. As far as the Calypso competition, soca, submissions, and all matters pertaining to music. As the protocol would dictate, as custom and good manners would dictate, we have said hello to Shan Lucian, acknowledge her first. We will, what we say, we'll treat with Poppy. We'll, not to say dispense with Poppy first, but we'll address Poppy early on the program to deal with matters pertaining to Calypso and the season developing. We must say that, again, the commendation coming in for the school tour. Yesterday, the school tour went to the special needs school in the south of the island. Very well received, very good gesture to include the special needs school also in the program, building up for the carnival season. That was well received, and the social media pages flooded with images of the special needs children responding to the artists, the likes of Sly and Dove, really thrilling the youngsters at that institution. We're also looking forward to seeing the continuation of the tour around the island. Really, all the schools clamoring for the inclusion in the tour as it becomes more and more popular. We, also looking forward to seeing the schools in action. We'll have a little more on that. The separate days. The Mindo Feller Park is the venue for the schools event. The Steel Band, the Calypso, and now the introduction of soca to the package, the menu of events under this new thrust for Junior Carnival, and of course it will all culminate in the big Junior Carnival parade. We are hearing of the attempts, Claude Paul will tell us a little more about, to get the pay-per-view, so long discussed, so long considered, so long imagined, and we're hearing the steps closer to getting that actualized, to have persons to pay a fee to follow the tent action. No doubt this could well serve as a kind of testing ground for the bigger events to see whether that avenue could be pursued for persons to in fact pay a fee and follow the live action throughout. A number of the Caribbean islands have adopted that and have gone through with great success as far as having the fee paid for following their events. The music too is very much part of our programming here. We shared the music yesterday, lots of reaction to persons who are hearing the music for the first time, from people hearing the music for the first time on the Vaval Central, and we continue to do that. First, Claude Paul, tell us where we're at. We're hearing that soca submissions are near. We're also hearing that pay-per-view being pursued and all set as we build up the 10th season after the first round. Tell us where we're at.
Yeah, well, good morning to everyone. Good morning, Your Majesty. Nice to see you here with us. You know, you bring a breath of fresh air. Don't you think, Teddy? Yeah, right. So, to business. So now we have, today's the final day for submission of the Soca Monarch, of the Groovy and Soca Monarch. Today is Tuesday. No, oh, wow, I'm ahead of the game by tomorrow. Oh, yeah. My goodness, why am I thinking today is Wednesday? I think I have something on my mind. Yeah. Anyway, it's tomorrow. Tomorrow, Wednesday, at midnight. And I know Junita is standing by to monitor the submissions. So we want to encourage the persons who submitting to be patient, because a number of persons submitting at the same time there's a little bit of a problem, just take your time. If you're having any problems, you could contact us, and we will certainly find a way to help you with that. So that's one, Teddy. I think it's going good. I'm trying to get an idea of how the numbers are looking, but I don't know so far. In terms of, let's talk about the junior calypso for a little while. Junior, the schools calypso and soca. So the decision has been made to have the primary school on Thursday, which is the 5th of June. So you have the calypso and soca on that day, the primary school. We dispense with them, then we go to the secondary schools on the Friday, calypso in the morning, soca in the afternoon, and the Pan Festival on Saturday. That's all for the juniors. And of course, as you said, that will culminate into the parade of bands for the junior carnival. Yes, and the school tour going good so far. The 10th steady, we've had 2 so far. We're looking forward to the weekend. I see KPT bringing in some people from the region, from Dominica specifically, Tasha P. and Bob, both former monarchs in Dominica. So that should add a nice spice.
He's the reigning monarch, also?
No. Joy is the reigning monarch.
Apparently getting Joy the next weekend.
Oh, okay, great. So that should add a little flavor to the outing on Friday. I think it's going to be great to have other, participation from regional people. So we look forward to that. I mean, the outing on the last weekend, of course, I have not commented on it so far. I think it was fairly good for a first round of both tents. Of course, it's early days, difficult to judge. The band have to get it right, the music right, the sound system right, the calypsonians still, some of them still, grappling with the lyrics. So by the next tent, I think it's going to be good, and our quarterfinals should be in top shape. I passed by a rehearsal last night of TOT Soca Village. People are coming through and doing their rehearsal. So, Teddy, it all makes for an exciting season.
Good, Claude. A good roundup of action to come. We mentioned quickly the thrust where we are to the pay-per-view that you mentioned earlier being worked on, the pay-per-view approach for the Calypso tents and possibly ultimately other events.
Right. So, definitely KPT will be the first to try out the pay-per-view streaming. And I have to shout out Chris Williams, who has kindly consented to providing us with an internet line to facilitate that. So the service will be powered by Flow, sorry. Not Lime anymore. Flow. Today I'm making a lot of mistakes, Teddy. I wonder why is that. Is it the presence of Shan?
Am I making you nervous?
I don't know why, Shan. That shouldn't be. Anyway. So that's on, and as you suggested, Teddy, that will be a good test for what's going to happen later on in the season, whether semi-finals and the final shows would, depending on how it goes, and if there's interest, if the demand is great, we'll probably.
So the pay-per-view approach, we are looking at if the persons on St. Lucia and diaspora would have to pay a fee for to be able to view the Calypso tent.
Yeah, certainly. I think it's directed more at the diaspora because there has been some demand, expressed for it. Of course, the locals will also benefit from it. Mm-hmm. Those in the out districts who may think it is, too far to come just for a tent can watch it from the comfort of their living room.
What the fee is likely to be?
No, that has not been made public, but I'm sure by today we'll hear from TC, and he'll set the tone. In terms of what that fee is going to be. Perhaps he can call in and say something.
Okay. We'll touch a little bit on that later. To remind persons, we're here with Shan Lucian, the reigning Carnival Queen of St. Lucia. She is here in a capacity as a Carnival Queen, of course. She's also the Carnival Queen of the Caribbean, having won the prestigious JCs over in Antigua, and she has just debuted in the Calypso arena. We are all going to speak to her about that. She's well known to be a vocalist, a musician, and well versed in that area, but the specific field of Calypso is new to her, and she had her first appearance last weekend. Speaking of the Calypso music, we always like to keep it going with the strains of the latest releases, both Calypso and Soca, saying good morning to all the artists, especially the soca artists as they prepare for their big first stage of judging. We get into Sean Lucian in just a bit, but let's hear from one of the performers last weekend from the Fire One Calypso tent. We have Educator. What does he have, Iowa?
Drunk Cars on Vaval Central.
Good night. We making an effort to stop drunk driving in this country. Too many lives cut short through alcohol in man belly. We just cannot continue. Cabware won't come see no fool. Driving under the influence, drunkards have become a nuisance. So to ensure we make the road safer for me and you, we will be controlling cars that consuming too. Because the one who hit the old lady down in Denary, it was a Suzuki. Fly an old lady, I in Lac Larry, I Suzu. Run through a bar, way down in the Savannah, Subaru. Right off a Cobia, down by Talvan, die hard. Drunkers on the road, drunkers on the road. We have to replace the signs, repaint the lines, then check up the fines. Leshi menu, twop munsu, twop moto kasu. Drunkers without no lights, up and down the road throughout the night. And then in broad daylight, they high on extra bright. Drunker and drunker inside, their license they pay. So if they hit your backside, who's have true? If you want to lower drunkers accident rate, all drunkards must enter in the High Court gate. Let me hear you. Because the one who hit the old lady down in Denary, it was a Suzuki. Fly an old lady, I in Lac Larry, I Suzu. Run through a bar, way down in the Savannah, Subaru. Right off a Cobia, down by Talvan, die hard. Drunkers on the road, drunkers on the road. We have to replace the signs, repaint the lines, then check up the fines. Leshi menu, top munsu, top moto kasu. See you next show. Thank you.
Educator! You can. That's right, Educator on Vaval Central. Drunk Cars, steady.
Right, the music they're flowing, and just before we go to Sean Lucian, we have representative of CPMC. Remember, we just touched on the Junior Carnival, but the emphasis is great on Junior Carnival. It is really a special thrust, and persons have called for decades now to really deal with that cradle, that nursery of a future Carnival talent, and it's being done now. We have Chelsea Jonge, who is the head of communications on the team from CPMC. Good morning, Chelsea.
Good morning, Teddy and Iowa.
Morning.
Morning. Good morning, Chelsea.
Good morning, Teddy and Iowa.
That carnival right. We know Chelsea is a carnival lady, carnival greeting.
Oh.
Tell us, everybody's excited about the junior carnival aspects, particularly the music shows. Tell us there's been a change in venue, there's been the settling of the dates. Tell us exactly what's happening as far as that is concerned.
So, Teddy, we're excited too at the CPMC. As you know, this year we introduced the National School Soca competition. We saw an overwhelming number of schools registering for Calypso, and then with the new introduction of Soca, we had initially planned to have a full day of music competitions. But what we found is that with all of the schools participating, the show ran a little long. So we've opted now to give the students more time to enjoy the competitions, more time to enjoy time with their fellow students and students from other schools. So we've separated the events essentially. So on Thursday now, that would be Thursday, June 5th, what we've done is we've given the primary schools their separate music show. So the primary schools will have a soca and calypso competition on Thursday, June 5th, and then the secondary schools go on Friday, June 6th. What was initially planned for the schools calypso and soca is now secondary schools on Friday. And the show starts from 9:30 a.m. And like you said, Teddy, we have shifted the venues. We will be at Minder Phillip Park for all of the Junior Carnival competitions. So again, the students really get more time to shine, more time to enjoy the revelry that is Lucian Junior Carnival this year. And we're pulling out all of the stops to ensure that they can do so and get back home safely.
We know there's been lots of excitement. We've seen it, the youngsters excited about the school tour with the artists coming through. Are you sensing the same excitement with the introduction of soca? We know they go crazy at the Calypso competition. Persons are expecting renewed and added excitement. Are you sensing that?
Definitely. I mean, this was the first year of the competition. We did find quite a lot of schools registering, and it was a little bit of a surprise for us. Of course, this is uncharted waters for us at a competition stage. We got quite a few schools indicating their interest, and even through discussions with the schools, we know that there are some who are interested but perhaps not ready. So we're taking the excitement, and of course, we have the Great Bachelor working with the schools and our artists. So by next year, we expect that this will be an even bigger competition.
Yeah, the talent certainly built up at the schools. Any idea of the level of preparation? We know Jason Bachelor Juice has been working. He has done his normal workshop. Are you any way to tell us the level of preparation? Are they zoned in and getting ready for the big days?
Well, certainly they're all getting ready. We're only a week and a half away from competition, surprisingly. Carnival is already here. A week and a half away from competition. So they've been working with Bachelor. They've been rehearsing with the bands. This Friday, we'll be having the dipping to determine the order of presentation, order of competition for these for the various schools. Not only are they working with our teams, but they're also working with their schools, with their teachers, with the students, putting together their portrayals and rehearsing the songs. I and Teddy, you guys know from last year and previous years that the schools pull out all of the stops for their competition. They come well prepared to put on an amazing show, and we expect that this year will be nothing less.
Yeah, and I know over at the SAB venue last year, the CPMC team did a lot to ensure it's a CPMC event to ensure that the kids are well accommodated with all their goodies and all their fun activities. Is the same kind of nice village atmosphere expected over at Minder Phillip Park?
Definitely. There certainly is going to be a lot of side attractions, a lot of things to do to keep the excitement going throughout the day. And as usual, we're working with all of our partners, including the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Tourism, Ministry of Youth Development, to ensure that we're taking into account the safety of our children and every other aspect of their well-being for the day. Of course, we work with sponsors to ensure that they're well taken care of, and we have concessionaires to make sure that all of their needs are met. We really are prioritizing the safety as well as the enjoyment of our juniors for all of our events and competitions. And of course, you know that on this Saturday, we have the National Schools Pan Festival from 2 p.m. Similarly with that, what we found last year was it really turned into a family event, and we're going for the same pitch this year. We're inviting everybody to come out with your families, come out with the kids, and to enjoy this on a Saturday. Of course, all of the shows are open to adults, but the Saturday seems to provide more of the family atmosphere for those of us who don't work on a Saturday.
Good that you reminded us it's open to adult participation.
Yes.
And
yes.
They would, in fact, come support, as was the case last year. Persons really excited about that junior aspect of Carnival, the music shows in Minder Phillip Park. We're looking forward to hearing you a lot more often, Chelsea. The build-up to Carnival, certainly we started Junior Carnival, the activities from the CPMC so far. Good going, keep the interest going, keep the level of organization going. We'll be hearing a lot more from Chelsea Jongi and the CPMC team on those activities. Thanks, Chelsea.
Have a good day, guys.
Nice. Thanks. Chelsea Jongi from CPMC on the activities. Shan Lucian, the public could hardly wait. It's just about prime time hour. That smack on the prime time. Not so Iwa always says that the prime time starts bang 8:30 or thereabout. Shan Lucian, Carnival Queen, also Caribbean GC's Queen, and now a Calypsonian. Tell us, how has it been balancing the reign and now being the Calypsonian that you are? Are you a Calypsonian or you sing Calypso?
Oh man, I'm a Calypsonian.
Tell us, you say yourself, last year the word is that as you prepared to take part in the Queen Show, you're quite keen to get on the Calypso stage, but there were constraints and regulations. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so my original plan was to take part in Calypso. It's not something that I had decided just last year. I had wanted to go into that arena for a little while, and I had decided that last year would have been the year that I finally did it. It just so happened that last minute, I also decided to take part in the Carnival Queen Show. And my idea at
So you focus on Calypso even ahead of the Queen Show?
Yes. My focus was always primarily on Calypso. Queen Show was an afterthought. Okay, it was very much last minute. And I ended up taking part. I auditioned and stuff. And then when I made it through, that is when I was told that, you cannot do both because of how demanding the Queen Show was. And I had to make a very difficult decision. And when I tell you it was difficult, I cried about it because it was my passion at the time. It was my goal to have done Calypso, and I had my mind set on it for so long. It was really disheartening to hear that I had to push it back. But I mean, I realized that, the Carnival Queen, there's a limit as to how long I can wait before I take part in that, especially with regards to my age. And so I made a difficult decision to take part in that. And then, Calypso will always be there. I'll always be able to take part no matter how old I am. And so I felt like that would have been the best way to move forward. And so here I am today, finally doing what it is that I originally wanted to do.
You actually sound elated. You sound elated,
yes.
Almost sounding relieved.
I'm excited.
Yes. We get into the Calypso. Iowa has your songs queued up. You've no doubt been getting reaction to your performance. What has the reaction been generally to your first performance?
I have been getting so much positive feedback from everybody. They really love the song, and more than that, they really enjoyed my performance of the song and my execution of it. They say that my diction was very clear, which is good. I really work hard to make sure that people get the message from my songs. I feel like music is not necessarily worth as much if there's not a meaning attached to it, if people cannot feel something from it. And so I really make it my duty to express that when I perform.
Yeah. How deep does your interest in Calypso go? For how long have you been following Calypso? I know you're in music generally, but the attachment to Calypso, how deep and far back does that go?
When I don't even know how old. When I was a little girl, my mother was always assisting with the Calypsonians in the South Calypso tent. And so from then, I was always watching them. I was always a little bit interested. It was always fun to see people's reactions when they had a little power jete, when they get the little soaps. Yes. And so my interest began from there. I later in life was actually a backup at the South Calypso tent. And that was a really very exciting experience for me. I enjoyed my time there. And then after that, I went off to study. And so after that, I decided, it's about time that I step out of the shadows and actually put myself in the spotlight in Calypso.
Yeah. You mentioned study very quickly. What did you study?
I currently have a bachelor's degree in music education.
Right. So we're sensing that your career path definitely revolves around music?
Yes, I am a musician through and through. That is my thing.
So music education might well be a long-term career?
It might just be, yes.
Right, at this stage. The Carnival Queen, as we get ready to hear music in just a bit, tease them with a verse and chorus. The reign as Carnival Queen, how has it been?
It has been extremely busy.
Busy?
Yes.
That's a great development. In the past, the girls have said that they're much too idle and nothing happened during the rain.
Yeah.
You're saying it has been busy. Tell us about it.
Well, I think because my win was so, for want of a better way to phrase it, historic, because of the whole JC's thing, I feel like the public really embraced me as a queen, and so even more so than me just wanting to give back, people also provided me opportunities so that I could express, so that I could inspire. And so it's really been a collaborative effort between myself and the public to put myself out there so that I can reach as many people as possible.
Yeah. Tell us, during the experience up till now, the pageant side of things, you went on to win the GCs. You'll speak of that in a bit.
Yes.
How have you grown, Shan Lucian, if at all?
I am so much more confident in myself than I was before. I understand now that I am my own individual and I have the power to make a difference with or without the crown. That's something that I didn't understand before, but I've seen now that I have so much potential, I have so much to offer, and I definitely don't plan on stopping even after I give up my crown.
Have you been working with the present crop of young ladies vying for the pageant title?
We have interacted several times. I make it my duty to offer my support whenever I can, give them advice. I feel like I didn't necessarily get a whole heap of support from somebody who had gone through the pageant when I was taking part in it, and so I just want to be that supportive figure for them throughout their journey.
Yeah, and as you look at the pageant now, in your involvement and what has come out of it, your take and your view on pageantry, where does it stand now compared to a year or two ago?
Pageantry, it has its merits. I will definitely say that. It has provided me with great opportunities. It has put me on a stage where people are now, they now know who I am. They now know what I stand for. And I really appreciate that. It also has led me to growing myself individually, personally, because I'm more comfortable doing interviews. I'm more confident in my walk, my stride, table etiquette. These are little things that, they taught us. And it really just helps you to feel more empowered as a young woman. And so I would not take away my pageant experience for anything. I feel like I definitely grew a lot, especially with my interactions with other people. You interact with so many different personalities and you have to navigate that. And so you have no option but to grow, to overcome all the little hurdles that you face.
Yeah. A queen like you, a high-profile figure like you, is supposed to, in this era, inspire the younger ones, particularly young women, young girls. Are you sensing, to be honest, and doing just offer platitudes, has it happened? Are you sensing you've inspired in your wider constituency, being physical, geographical, the South, St. Lucia, or your demographic?
I think that I have. I get so many little girls coming up to tell me that they want to be just like me, or that they want to be a queen, or that their sister looks just like me. And when they say that, it lets me, and then they then tell me that I'm very pretty. And so it then makes me know that not only have I inspired them to go out and accomplish their own goals, but it's also sort of like a shift in their perception of beauty as well. Because as you can see, I'm not what would have been considered the typical beauty standard. I have my dark skin, I have my little button nose, I have my locks. No. I'm not saying it's not beautiful. I am saying that it is beautiful, and I'm glad that I can be the one to show people out there that is a beauty.
Very interesting point, very interesting perspective as far as that is concerned. You mentioned that, the traditional view of beauty and the standards, the classic. There's the age-old divide the North and the South. You are seen, I'm sensing a champion of the South.
Have
you sensed that effect too of empowering, of making persons from the South very proud?
Yes, people always want to claim me as their own when I say that in terms of communities, and it's a little challenging to navigate because I'm not from any one particular community. I've lived in Auger, my family grew up in Labrie, I also lived in Cedar Heights, Vieux Fort, and I'm now currently in Micoud. But them wanting to say that I'm from their community, it lets me know that they really are proud to have me be, connected to them in some way. And so, yeah, definitely, I feel like I've inspired my community. I know that they are also proud of me.
Right. If you were to suggest any way in which the Queen Show, to continue to grow, could be the Queen Show, the pageant event and experience could be enhanced, or indeed the approach to the pageant or the Queen on the whole, what would you suggest?
I think that the enhancements that I would recommend would come from whoever is Queen next. I think that I have been a very good example of how inspiring your role as Queen can be and how much positive change and impact you can have as a Queen. And so I really would just want for the next Queen to not wait for people to tell you that, you have to come to this event or whatever. You can take it upon yourself. You can make the event yourself, you can make the things happen. And that's what I am hoping will happen in the future.
Yeah, the legacy effect, are there any causes you've adopted since your tenure, your reign, that you hope to continue and hold on to for the legacy effect?
One thing that I have become a part of, that is JCI St. Lucia. That's the organization that is responsible for the JC's pageant that I won. And the organization in St. Lucia has been dormant for quite some time, and so I'm now on the board of directors, hoping to reignite that organization so that we can be reaffiliated with the West Indies. And it's about young people becoming leaders, empowering young people to become leaders within the community. And that's something that I really want to continue even after my reign, because I see that it has so much potential to make a really big impact in our nation.
Well, you are the Carnival Queen of St. Lucia. You are also, as I say, the Caribbean Queen, winning GCs. Are you aware that you may well be the reigning queen for life, forever, because there's no more GCs? You're aware that the GCs has been cancelled?
Yes.
The prestigious something for 4 decades has been stopped now, so you may well be the queen for life.
Yeah, I won't say I won't say as much as for life. You don't know what will happen in the future. For all we know, it might be revived if we get the adequate sponsorship. But I'm okay with being with being the last queen.
Yeah. The point has been made in analysing your performances, Shan, that it will be very difficult to beat you in a pageant in the Caribbean. The two big chunks of marks and points, seriously, are talent and interview. And objective analysis, there are very few girls who will beat you in either or both of these categories. I sense that when I saw it at the GCs, that whenever the criteria remain as they are, they stand now, it will be difficult to beat Shan Lucian, because these two big chunks of points. What's the allocation roughly? Talent and interview 40 and 30 or something. So it's
something like that. Yeah, it's really a large portion. By the time I would actually
go through this, these two categories, it's difficult to catch up with Shan Lucian. She doesn't falter. She doesn't. I was thinking.
Thank you.
Paul is here as a writer. I just thought your camp. Just teasing, your camp, your writer, who you might tell us in a while. I'm told that Face Calix might have written one of your songs, but the other one hasn't been disclosed. You may tell us, right? Just maybe.
I might. I see no reason not to.
All right. And
fingers crossed.
But I was thinking, Paul is a writer. I was thinking, there's a song, a topic that was just compelling. I just told me, if you've won National Queen Show, that's a crown, right? You've won GC's a Caribbean crown. To me, a song about the other crown. You know what I'm saying? I have GC's, I have national queen.
Now, who's to tell you that's not already in the pipeline?
Oh, I stumbled on something. No. Last night I was saying it's just obvious. To me, that's a powerful calypso. I have the national crown, I have the Caribbean crown, but give me the calypso crown. I'm ready for it now. A nice peacock, you know. Nice, you know. You don't have to pay me for that, Chan. You don't have to pay me for that idea, you know.
Thank you.
Top song, Bobby. You see that as a top. If you could write that song. If you the concept,
wait.
One time, see what ChatGPT will give us on that. No, throw that in ChatGPT. Let's see what you're getting on that song. Interesting. So, Shan, that's a song idea for you and your writer.
Thank you very much. Yes.
Give me give me that final crown. And so the actual night of your first ever, no doubt, how accomplished and seasoned a performer you are, there would be the jitters and the anxiety. How was it for you on the first night?
Of the Carnival Queen pageant?
No, of the Calypso.
Oh. I was really just excited, you know. I wouldn't say that I was extremely nervous, which was
excited.
Which is it's a little different from usual, because I always say this. I'm typically nervous every single time that I perform. I was comfortable. I just wanted to make sure that I did my best, that I did a true representation of what I know that I can do. And so it was fun for me. I don't know if you could tell, but I had a lot of fun on the stage.
Right. Let's have verse and chorus, Iwa, of Shan Lucien, the two songs. We go in the land the people love. Like, what's the official name of it?
How We Love Thee.
How We Love Thee.
How We Love Thee. All right. Lucian on Vaval Central.
Saint Lucia in trouble. We love the land, not the people. Saint Lucia in trouble. We love the land, not the people. Vaval Central. It was a nice independence, a parade of excellence. So many people came together with love and pride. All the national colors, we were like brothers and sisters. The organizers for sure were well satisfied. But then I looked at it closer, something didn't feel proper. I detest the love for country that we does show. We have no conscience. We live under false pretense. There's no category for the kind of love that we know. Oh, how we love the Saint Lucia. Let me count the ways. We love to thief, we love to kill for 364 days. But when 365 reach, it's nice independent speech. White, black, yellow and blue, it's a shame the way we love you. Wheresoever you may roam, learn to love your home. Hey, Saint Lucia in trouble. We love the land, not the people. Saint Lucia in trouble. We love the land, not the people. When we say love for the country, can someone explain to me? Is it the people that we love, or is it the land? Yes, the hills and the valleys, the sulfur springs and the beaches, the pride in our motherland, I can understand. But on a day-to-day basis, we social fabric in crisis. There is less and less respect for our fellow man. We always angry, and kindness is hard to proclaim that we're proud to be St. Lucian. Oh, how we love this St. Lucia, let me count the ways. We segregate, discriminate for 364 days. But when 365 reach, unity we start to preach. White, black, yellow and blue, it's a shame the way we love you. Wheresoever you may roam, learn to love your island home. Hey! St. Lucia in trouble, we love the lands, not the people. Da bam bam da na 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 na. St. Lucia in trouble, we love the lands, not the people.
Sean getting warm in studio there. They're now warming up another Calypso performance. So very I think the vocals were really crisp on the night, and persons with anxiety tend to oversing or go off key, and so you win there. But also in the performance, the delivery, the use of stage, and so the composure and relaxed approach to it, that was what was impressive. It seems to me that you belonged on that stage and really owned it as far as that was concerned. You mentioned the writers, you're confirming Face Calix wrote one of them?
I am confirming Face Calix wrote Better.
Better?
Yes.
All right. And who wrote this one?
Jason Joseph.
The Great Bachelor boy?
The Great Bachelor.
You're not easy at all, you know. The Great Jason boy, you call you out. He should be on tomorrow to further speak about the behind the scenes and the preparation for his school Calypsonians. Jason Joseph, one of the, we say it all the time, one of the best composers of this Calypso in St. Lucia. Always very crisp. So that combination would be a powerful combination. The Calypso people excited. How much input you had in the composition of them both? How much input?
I did not have any input in them. Yeah.
It's honest lady, honest girl. She's not creaming any. Tell us your biggest moment in. You won GCs. That St. Lucia hadn't won in about 25 years. You won the national.
39 actually.
39 years.
Yes.
What some big names? Cleopatra Hall.
Right.
What some really big names back in the days that won that title. And St. Lucia had almost given up hope of winning. Always the runner-up and so on. Antigua. You beat the Antiguans. They had no choice. The world was watching. You know? Tell us your biggest moment between these pageants. St. Lucia pageant, GC's, your most emotional, poignant moment.
Oh.
Or if they were a couple.
Well, the thing is, after winning the Carnival Queen pageant, you have all of these many events to attend because you have to be crowning the winners. So you have to be at the Panorama, you have to be at the Intercommercial Calypso, you have to be at all of them. And so there really was not much time dedicated towards my preparation for JCs at that point, which meant that after the whole Carnival season had finished, that's when we delved into it. So I had about 2 weeks to prepare. And because we had such a limited time, you can imagine every day was really jam-packed. I went from having an interview at RCI to going to gym to having my interview training to doing talent to doing walking, all of that within one day. And so it was quite a lot. And I think I remember at one point during my talent rehearsals, because I prepared my talent myself. I remember one point during my talent rehearsals, I was trying to get this phrase on the piano, and no matter how much I practiced it just wasn't coming, and it was just getting really frustrating, and I had to, take a little breath because I've been through the practice before. I know sometimes, you have a mental block towards learning a certain passage in the piano, and I just had to take a breath, and say I'll come back to it tomorrow. But there were frustrating moments for sure.
Emotional moments.
Yeah.
In your approach, both the pageant that you've done, Stowell Pageantry, and indeed tell us this Calypso adventure now. How important is winning? How determined are you in this season to win that Calypso crown?
I am extremely determined. I plan on putting not just 100%, I plan on putting 200% of my efforts towards it. But that being said, that doesn't mean that if I don't win, that I'm going to be distraught. I understand that things happen. I understand that sometimes my best may not be as good as somebody else's best, but I know that I am coming out to put my best foot forward.
Mm-hmm. Was that very much your approach in the Queen pageant?
That was exactly my approach, yes.
Yeah. And pageantry for you, that's it? That's a wrap? Or you see yourself exploring other pageants, the international pageants, for example? Where we stand with pageantry? Tell us, honestly.
No, I'm finished.
You're like,
I'm finished. That's it for me.
That's
I'm
it.
good. Yeah, I wanted the experience. I wanted to try something different, challenge myself. And I did that. I overcame the challenge, and I'm happy with that. I'm moving on.
But so you're not looking for a career of glam. No, that's not.
Music is it.
Right.
Yes.
A nice honest disclosure. I'm from Shan. Winning the 2 crowns, no Miss Universe, no Miss World. Leave that alone.
No.
We're moving on to other things as far as that's concerned.
Yeah.
Persons were very intrigued by your treatment, showing your versatility in doing a stylized version, acoustic kind of version of Ezra's songs. You think we could challenge you to give us a little bit of that, of the...
yeah, that's possible. I actually have the backing track.
Yeah.
Yes, so can I send it to somebody?
Yes, with that acapella, you sound good.
Yeah.
Acapella?
Like
Let's see, not as nice acapella.
Yeah. Okay, we'll send it during the break, and we'll do that after the break, right?
Okay.
After
All
the break. She wants to do it properly and get it.
Have no problem.
Let's hear a bit of the other composition from Shan Lucian. He's speaking with the reigning National Carnival Queen, the reigning Caribbean Queen, and a contender this year in the Calypso competition, adding some excitement to the South tent and indeed to the whole Calypso product and the entertainment as part of the carnival. Saying good morning indeed to all the teams putting this carnival together. Everybody, they seem well prepared last weekend, Claude Paul. That's what I'm impressed, the South Calypso tent. And so we want to commend the Fire One for this new addition of the band, the live band at intermission and before the show came. Some were demanding that they stay on after the show. Did you enjoy 4-1, Poopy, at the intermission?
Well, definitely. I mean, we had some nostalgic moments during that time, a bit of back in time stuff. It was great.
Good to see the tent always adding a feature, adding some flavor to the entertainment as far as I always found. I like that because I keep saying to some of the tents, they listened last year that it's not the best approach for entertainment for your audience when you have a heavy dose of Calypso over 12 songs in the first round, and to play the same Calypso again on the sound system intermission, it just weigh heavily and so soaks up, tires the senses of the audience. Good to vary, either you put the local groovy, and in this case 4-1 with some lively entertainment, so you're back in again refreshed and ready to take in more Kaiso instead of being saturated. We're going with the second composition from Shan Lucian. Shan, what's your Calypso name?
Lushan.
So Lou.
Lou. It's more because my surname is Lucien and my first name is Shan, and it was just a little nice bonus that I'm from St. Lucia.
So how is it spelled?
Lushane. That's to make sure that people don't say Lucian but Lushan.
Lushan. Right.
Yeah.
You have it right, Awa? Lushan?
Lushan.
Right.
Better on Vaval Central.
Was a fight. Our fathers were taught so much sacrifice to leave this paradise. I know survival is for the fittest, but oh my goodness, we get so heartless, like we gone back in time when poverty and crime was the order of the day. I wonder what our fathers would say. So I'm making a plea. Hope you agree with me. Let's do St. Lucia better than we found it. We cannot continue with the things
Caribbean International. Vaval Central is on. The time is 9 o'clock. 9 check. Time check. Brought to you by Ferens Food.
To us, I know love. Hey, there is no I in team, don't mind how it seems. We have to wake up so we can live the dream. Let's live a legacy of progress and prosperity. French and British rain left we with this strain. Took the best we had, left us hurting bad. But in our people we inherit gold. Each day unfolds strength, still untold. Through the years with faith in Christ, sacrifice that paid the price. Till the land endured this strife, help shape this hard-won paradise. So I'm making a plea, hope you agree with me. Let's be St. Lucia, better than we found it. Let me hear you. We cannot continue with the things that we do. Let's St. Lucia, better than we found it. Every day is a death, there will be no one left. Let's leave St. Lucia, better than we found it. Our kids' inheritance, like we blow all at once. Let's leave St. Lucia, better than we found it. So let's preserve and enhance and not leave to chance. I know love. For our children, we must save what's entrusted to us. I know love. There is no I in team, don't mind how it seems. We have to wake up so we can live the dream. Let's live a legacy of progress and prosperity. I know love. Lucian says so.
Lucian and Vaval Central. Better, Teddy?
Yes, Shan Lucian for second composition, as she says, very much going for the crown this year. Reminding you, we have tomorrow, we're going with KPT here in the studio. Some of the artists coming through to push the big weekend. Friday is their day, Friday is their night, and we're looking at some guests from Dominica, guest artists from Dominica, along with some new members of that KPT, people like Yilgan, they have T Blacks in their ranks, and a number of others who have joined. Dosha, Fenelon, an outstanding vocalist, has joined it. They've enhanced their cast quite significantly this year, something to look forward to when we go to KPT on Friday night. And of course, Charlo and his team will be in on Thursday to push their show on Saturday. Ultimate Soca Tour joining us during the week. They have their big show at the Pavilion on Saturday. The soca starting a little later than the calypso to accommodate persons who want to take a bit of both. We're going to the break and back on Vaval Central with Claude Paul here and Shan Lucian, the reigning national and Caribbean queen.
I'm feeling for something special, something good, something tasty, something smooth. When I think about all the flavors I can savor, I gotta have Baron's ice cream.
I wanna have, I need to have a flavor that makes me glad. But the way I feel, it must be Farron's ice cream. Chocolate coated ice cream bars, creamsicles I gotta have. Give me some fat-free yogurt, I need
Farron's ice cream.
Farron's ice cream.
It's so delicious. Farron's ice cream.
Farron's
tastes so good. Farron's ice cream. Oh, I gotta have it. 'Cause only the best will do.
Farron's ice cream, bringing back delicious memories.
You're locked into Vaval Central and the Caribbean Sound. Vaval Central is sponsored by the Carnival Planning and Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Creamery Novelties, Live a Little, Harris Paints, the Champions of Color, the Computer Store, Quartz, bringing value home, Grace, Tropical Rhythms.
Get ready, St. Lucia. Lucian Carnival 2025 is on, and this year it's bigger, brighter, and bolder than ever. From Calypso to Soca, Junior Carnival to Juve, and Panorama to pageantry, every event is bursting with non-stop energy, ecstasy, and vibes. Come catch the rhythm on Carnival Monday and Tuesday with views that only Lucian Carnival can deliver. It's the ultimate summer escape. Feel the vibes, embody the spirit. Lucian Carnival, nothing is sweeter than that.
On Saturday, June 14th at the Pavilion in Rodney Bay, join Hollywood HP for a once-in-a-lifetime celebration as we journey through 25 years behind the decks and 15 years on stage as an artist.
We back on the road.
Hollywood. It's Hollywood's house.
If you're rolling with me,
June 14th, relive the vibes with timeless tracks. Hollywood's house. It's the biggest house party to hit St. Lucia. Get ready to dance, reminisce, and create new memories. Tickets are $80. VIP pay $200. Available at Cell Outlets and Four Circles online. Be part of the biggest house party. Hollywood's house. On Saturday, June 14th from 8 p.m. at the Pavilion in Rodney Bay.
Imagine life as a cricket match. You're playing well, enjoying the game, when suddenly an unexpected delivery comes your way. A critical illness can be that surprise bouncer. Fast, unpredictable, and challenging. Having critical illness insurance can be your game changer, providing financial support when you need it most. Don't wait for the unexpected. Get the right coverage with a critical illness insurance solution from Sagicor. For more information, visit sagicor.com today. Terms and conditions apply.
This cannot be happening right now. My interview's in 20 minutes.
Julia had one job: get there. But it looks like her battery life was low. And now, instead of sealing the deal at her future dream job, she's going to be stuck working in a 2x4 sized cubicle next to Tanya, who talks too much, and Stinky Fit Steve indefinitely. Don't be like Julia. Make sure you get where you need to with the all-new Maximo battery. Available island-wide at all automotive art stores and leading gas stations and part shops. The all-new Maximo battery now comes with an up to 2-year full replacement warranty for installation and free maintenance check at Automotive Art. The all-new Maximo battery. Get there.
50 years and still standing strong, supporting St. Lucia for so long. From pre-independence till today, the brewery is here to stay. From Cruising Lane up to Viewfort Town, we've been holding it down. Through the highs and the lows, we're always there. It's a celebration, oh yeah. Who bring the vibes? The brewery drinks so nice. The brewery, a legacy brew, the future inspired. Cheers to the brewery, who bring the vibes? The brewery drinks so nice. The brewery, a legacy brew, the future inspired. Cheers to the brewery. Oh, oh. Cheers to 50 years of the brewery. Oh, oh. Heineken St. Lucia Limited.
And we're back, Vaval Central and the Caribbean sound, Teddy.
Yes, we're certainly building up here with Shan Lucien, our double carnival queen, Caribbean and indeed national. Any thoughts, Shan Lucien, of dabbling in the soca genre, the groovy, for example? The pundits say that you're blessed with a good voice.
I'll be honest, I have thought about it, but I'm getting my feet wet with Calypso first, and then I'll see how I feel going into a more up-tempo genre.
Right, the groovy. Who are your favorite St. Lucian Calypsonians and or soca artists? I'd like to know.
Of course, you have to love the great Queen Minel. Right. And as it relates to soca, I like Ezra, I like Arthur, and of course Nerdy. These are like my 3 top soca artists.
And you heard the endorsement I want, yeah? Queen artist that she likes in the arena and thinking of going into the soca field as far as that is concerned. You're not going to go on stage again, but any thoughts of mentoring, coaching young ladies going for pageants?
I am always open to offering advice and assistance wherever I can. I don't think that I will do chaperoning, but perhaps after my schedule clears up, I wouldn't mind doing interview training with people who are interested.
Yeah. I always like to ask people, you speak of leadership, inspiring people and so on. The politics ever cross your mind?
No.
No, right.
Nope,
that no was emphatic. That no was, there's no doubt. The no was very, very emphatic as that's concerned. Very, very emphatic. And leading it. The crowd, you were there with the notorious 10 Pines and the other. How did you handle that? How did that come across? You had heard a lot about it.
Let me tell you, I was looking forward to seeing what the 10 Pines would have to say about me. I was genuinely looking forward to it. But they were vibing along with my song. They seemed to be enjoying my performance. And I think they wrote something. What did they say? No more Carnival Queen. You Google.
Right.
Yeah.
Embracing, welcoming you to the Calypso Arena. Well, when the Pines welcome you, you better appreciate that. Of course, the Pines maintain their independence and the right. That doesn't guarantee that's always a reception. Some of the best things, the Invaders had this rough time. The Invaders are big favorite of the Calypso fans. They've had their times and different. Who has not gotten a rough time, Claude? I don't think Herb Black has ever got a harangue. Herb Black has never gotten a. But Herb Black, I guess, in extreme humility and so simplicity, they really love him. And then he has not had any really off season as such. He's been generally good. Speaking of that, persons were asking on the weekend, making the point about iconic songs. Remember, we had the great Kaisu 25 with really classic songs. The point being made that over the last decade and a half, we haven't had many really iconic songs. Have we? Maybe talking about Black, Suzette might be one. That was 2008, just about the same. 2008 is what? 2008 is 17 years ago. Right? Is that real? Herb Black sang Suzette. Is my arithmetic right? I hoping I'm wrong. I mean, actually hoping I'm 17 years ago.
Yeah, wow, what? That's a long time.
Could you believe that, Bobby?
Wow.
That's how old you are, Bobby. Eh? 17 years ago. We're not in the same group. I'm younger than you. Let me tell you. No, but Bobby, seriously, 17 years ago.
Let's
17 years?
Hold
on. No, but is that realistic, Bobby?
Okay, let's
17 years ago?
Yeah,
but I'm saying, all jokes aside, the Suzette might be one you consider that really stands out. We could consider it a classic. It would have to be in the party genre. Which other songs in the Calypso that really stood the test of time? Who was one? Has Wally's Luna? Not quite. Going to the Moon. Maybe, but not just quite. Who else has had Invader sang Section? As Invader's song goes, it's not one of the most classic ones. He won. Who won in that time? Pepper's had.
If you look at
Pep's Victories,
winners, right? And some of them, I think the one T.C. Brown when he won it last time. To me, that was a song trending towards that.
No, but I'm saying as it stood the test of time, is one of the like that. I just thought we had a flood of them. So in 2004, there's a Kaiso 25 where we had 25 songs that the country considered to have stood the test of time and really transcended generations and been timeless. We haven't had as many in the recent times. It's really an interesting point was being made in this discussion on the weekend, to look at these songs. And Suzette will be one of them, in the party genre, in the mold of the Alpha tunes, Alpha's tunes have really become classics now, going through. You wrote any classics, Iowa? That stood the test among your songs. Which one has stood the test of time, of the songs you've written? Would you say Pressure Boom has?
Yeah, Pressure Boom.
Respected.
Yeah.
But the basic point, we haven't had as many, classics going through, and it's something to be mindful of. That a number of the songs are dated and referring to a specific period. But then again, in Calypso, it's something for maybe the likes of Shan to listen to. The point, there hasn't been much success by writers when they choose to treat with international or universal themes. The Calypso fans, the public, and certainly for the impact where the judges are concerned, the parochial themes that deal with the actual issues pertinent to the audience, the more they definitely have more impacts across. You've noticed that over the years, the difficulty that persons have with universal themes. You deal with, Black Lives Matter internationally, and so have really struggled to make the impact. The more parochial, the more relevant to the actual audience.
But I mean, isn't that sort of what Calypso is supposed to be? It's supposed to be social commentary. It's supposed to be something about what we're going through at the time. I think people look forward to what it is that people have to say about it.
There have been songs like Rambo Diplomacy, for example, that shattered all such barriers. It's a great song. At the time, maybe greater consciousness of international affairs of the Cold War on at the time, but Rambo Diplomacy speaks of international affairs, America's attitude on the international scene, and it really is a big...
And perhaps still very relevant, or even more relevant today.
It becomes a classic. It is a classic by its quality, and though the issues might not be as relevant, but it really has. You've sensed that, that people, when they try to go international with their scenes and universal, the audience really likes to deal with their issues. It's easier to have an impact with that,
And I suppose it's because, people are more focused on what's happening directly, what impacts them. So therefore, the international topics, we believe, not affecting us. But of course they do. What happens internationally affects us locally. Just like a tariff, for example.
Right.
By way of example.
Yeah, it's one of the factors there in dealing with the issues. And also the music, the combination with the songs of getting both the music and the lyrics going, as in some of the whole Black Invader, Pep classics going through, would be what make them really hits on that scene. A number of we mentioned Caro, as you mentioned T.C. Brown, Caro, Pep. Would Desra's legacy be considered as it shaped up like a classic? Or not quite?
Well, not quite yet.
It's still to judge to see whether it's... But it dealt with a particular transition, as it were, from the father to son, and was broadened by the writer to other legacy issues, political and otherwise, which, as we keep advocating here, is that it's difficult to write 4 verses. Just imagine that the writer had dealt with the transition, the handover from Pep to his son, and done 4 verses on that as legacy. It would have fallen flat, as we have made the point. Many calypsos do in the storytelling, in the raconte effect of developing a story. So he broadened it to legacy in politics, legacy in life, and one telling verse about the father and son, specific. So in song, are you learning the little songwriting techniques to write one day, Shan?
Yep.
Yeah, trying to write. But as they say, she got a warm welcome. The calypso feel is like that. They give you a warm welcome at first, but that it's not always a honeymoon. Once you're accustomed, then the critics get a go at you as far as that is concerned. An interesting point made, for example, in Shan's first outing was the relative sameness of the topics, the themes of national pride and approach to national development. So there is a similarity. Is a similarity you're aware of? You've gotten that comment and feedback?
I am very much aware of it, yes.
So maybe another song in the season, maybe?
Perhaps, yes.
At least your campus recognized that and thinking of it as, but I guess you wanted to make the start with 2 songs.
Yes.
And contribute to your tent. Are you ready for the treat? As we mentioned, all the events coming up. Soca Ultimate is a big one. We have to push it, the weekend coming up. The school tour continuing. The excitement on the school, Calypso, Soca, and ultimately the pan competition. Shan Lucian has she thrilled the audiences with her treatment of an Ezra hit. Let's go, Iwa.
Hello, Carnival. Nice to see you again, coming fresh off the plane. Hello, Carnival. Bacchanal is the aim. We cast it, we anticipating. Oh yeah, we waiting. And now we're ready to mash up the road. Now is the time to pull a stunt. Cause when we reach the waterfront, we're doing whatever we want. Oh, jump as much as you want. This is Carnival. Whoa. Wave as much as you want. Hello, pretty girl. In your costume so nice, it does give me a vibe. Hello, pretty girl. Dancing up in the band like you don't have a man. You know you just want a taste of Caribbean waste. Come let we brace, we no watch no face. Now is the time to pull a stunt. Cause when we reach the waterfront, we doing whatever we want. Oh, jump as much as you want. This is carnival. Whoa, wave as much as you want. And let me see your hand up in the sky, hand up in the sky. Hand up in the sky, hand up in the sky. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Getting on guard is the plan. We gonna get out of hand. Me and my crew in the band. Yeah, yeah. Have we drink in we hand in the middle of the jam. Vibes can't stop till we done. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we waiting, and now we ready to mash up the road. Yeah, now is the time to pull a stunt. Cause when we reach the waterfront, we doing whatever we want. This is carnival. And let me see your hand up in the sky, hand up in the sky. Hand up in the sky, hand up in the sky. Ay, 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 ay. Ay, 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 ay. Lucian Carnival. Whoa, nothing sweeter than that. I want to know what Ezra said there.
Ezra say, boy, there I make song again, by the way. That's Shan's song, King. Shan's song.
Ezra commended.
Thank you, Ezra. Thank you.
Ezra endorsing.
Somebody also said, Robbie, I know there will be mountains to climb.
Yes,
that's
good
true.
Good one.
Yeah.
Robbie has not been as prominent, but certainly Robbie, that one would transcend the generation. A classic. Robbie, no doubt, that's why it fits so smack in the legacy lineup time and time again. That's a good from your listeners know the thing. Who's that? Who's the comment there?
Well, it's somebody from 904. Somebody in 904.
904. Yeah, no. Robbie's own. Yeah, but I'm sure they're agreeing to. We're searching, we're grappling for recent songs that could become classics. Not as much.
I think Bachelor's one every day should be Carnival.
Right, it becomes yes. We said that. But yeah, that's not right. Oh, beats on the word. You see, I will listen. We look for recent tune there, recent. Beats have you there, boy.
What is recent?
That is, we're saying the last 15 years or so. The 15 Bachelor is 19. That's 26 years ago.
What? Every day should be Carnival.
Yeah. What? That's 26.
What?
Even more because I was sang before he won the crown, a year or two before he won the crown. My goodness. Yeah, about 99. Yeah. About 26 years ago. What? Beats you born already?
Yeah.
You just born. You're 26. What?
Wow.
Shan just hearing of these songs. But it's a good thing to produce Poppy. How many real classics have come in the last, as opposed to about the late 80s, 90s, 80s and 90s, we had classic after classic. Every year you had one or two that, became big songs throughout. So interesting analysis as we continue. Shan, no doubt one of those there. Social media, the point was being made right now, there is a dearth of St. Lucian songs penetrating the market, regional and international market. We're not at our strongest. We were stronger before with Ricky T, Teddyson, Moto, the Denry segment, Badin Bam Bam, and so really split in the middle of Freezy, we're really trending a penetration. We're in a lull now. The music is good down here, but we're not penetrating. We see the Dominicans touring like crazy, the Grenadians, Blessings, and so repeatedly Killer representing Vaughan. So the Vinci's problem child everywhere. Seeing the Fabulous himself. We need to get there. Now, it's not peculiar to us. I always look at Antigua, T and Winter, and Claudette Peters. The same way, Claudette Peters has never traveled, Barbados has, like Lil Rick. Lil Rick is huge in Barbados and so just never so exportable. Claudette Peters in Antigua, there are similar examples, so we haven't. Penn, who respected producer and artist, the leader of the UIP, made the point that we need the marketing and distribution we need to pay attention to. I always lament the fact that it becomes, when they have a hit, it becomes the country's business. Tourism agency, Export St. Lucia, it's not the artists alone. We did together. The fact, I've told Claude Ball and Company, the fact that Nerdy never quite had a video for Clock Out, that is unforgivable. But the country, not just Nerdy, they took in the marketing now. Social media, I see Reddy did something nice, maybe after we mentioned her. She did a little video of the chorus of her song, Run Juju Run. She did a little video of it, and I see it getting some love on social media. The TikTok approach, and so you very much into that, Shan, using the social media to promote your music and your other aspects of the arts?
I certainly believe that it is necessary, particularly in the time that we live in now. Our social media is a way to get things out there even before, people have heard of it, because you scroll through social media and you see something that you otherwise would not have looked for by yourself, and so it's necessary. I personally have not used it as much as I should, but it is something that I want to get into. It's something that I know that I need to devote more time into so that I can propel my career forward.
And tell people that the most effective sometimes, yes, some people have the time to do it, they're full-time in that, but often you delegate to someone.
Yes, because it's a full-time job,
The fee is not so unreasonable. Because you don't often have the time, and social media, the little we know of it, that the regular posting is the key.
Right, consistency.
Has to be the most
consistency in addition to quality.
Right. And the actual content. And so persons and so I remember chastising a Calypso, and we had that forum, a good friend of ours, Poopy, making the point and lamenting the radio airplay, that the radio not playing the Calypsos enough. And I was saying, my goodness, it's 2025.
Right.
That old paradigm of Radio St. Lucia in 1972, depending on when Iowa plays it and when the radio station plays it. There are so many ways. I'm still not seeing the clips from last weekend trending enough. A clip from Who Got the Encores and so on in the tent. The tent itself, you get some nice video clips of an encore, a song resonating, and post it on social media, even the more conservative Facebook. Get the clips on there, there are ways of doing it. Do not depend. And so sometimes a verse and chorus of a popular song sells the tent more than waiting in Iowa to play 2 hours of Calypso on the radio. You can't have the same old paradigm as the old radio airplay waiting. There's so many. The TikTok video, I saw that Reddy do it. They just posted on TikTok. Her chorus is Juju. She put some images of Juju running, and I could see trending already. There's so many ways of doing that. A good performance. The soca artists have a much better handle on it. They don't everywhere. They post it and get it going, and right away. So Reddy would have sung a song about Juju, for example, and a whole Calypso with 4 verses is one thing, but maybe the catchy chorus with the video on it gets people attached to the song. Want them to go look for it on YouTube. That's how it works. So we're really advocating we don't proclaim to be experts here, never do in any field, but the suggestion that you go in that direction more. I really want to see a lot more clips from the tents of the really big moments on the pages, social media, and trending and going viral. That's what brings people in this modern era, brings them to the tent. So, and in the art form. Shan Lucien has said who our favorites are in soca. We do have to respect. Yesterday I got a special request to play again one of the songs released as we approach the judging point. The first stage of judging is Wednesday, after Wednesday when the judges they recorded the recordings, and so we respect the request of at least 2 persons who already requested a replay of the defending Groovy Monarch. Sly is released yesterday, I think I was. The one
Can't Believe It, right?
So the person was very impressed by that. There were 2 people in fact, and thought maybe it came late in the show, persons to hear what the defending Groovy Monarch has to offer this year for his defense of the title. He hasn't told us yet, but it's likely one of the songs to be chosen to defend the crown. You have Sly?
Yes. Can't Believe It at Vaval Central.
Let's start this. Sound man turn up the line array. It don't matter time of day. Can't stop, we can't even know it. We my people happy day. Bim bim. Islands bring rhythm. It's fly again. Vibes. We full of vibes to give. Let's make them believe. exaggerate. The carnival numbers not accurate, cause them can't believe it. Oh gosh, them can't believe it. How the road get shut down after 6, but all after 9 revelers on the street.
Vaval Central.
Them can't believe it. People outside from the sun come up, but when the night fall, they don't want to stop, but them can't believe it. Oh gosh, them can't believe it. So I tell these guys stop spreading lies. They know we can't even full of vibes, and them can't believe it. Them can't believe it. But they gon' believe it when we touch the stage and people raising their flags higher, higher, higher. Yes, they gon' believe it when we see how the whole stadium get on bad fire. We get it on bad. So tell them say we unstoppable. This carnival we outside. Tell them we cause big trouble. Be a madness in it. Tell them say we unstoppable. We carnival phenomenal, phenomenal. So tell them say we unstoppable. This carnival we outside. Tell them we cause big trouble. Be a madness in it.
Vaval Central.
Unstoppable. We carnival phenomenal, phenomenal. Told them they don't know fet at all till them fet St. Lucian carnival and them can't believe it. Oh gosh, them can't believe it. But we bring the rhythm, the vibes and the alcohol. Girls whining down on the bamba wall and them can't believe it. Them can't believe it. It's fet after fet we just smash up place. We outside we sleep for days and them can't believe it. Oh gosh, them can't believe it. All the vibes we bring them can't contend. We have energy more than them and them can't believe it. They can't believe it. But they gon' believe it when we touch the stage and people raising their flags.
Yeah, man, slide. Can't believe it on Vaval Central, Teddy.
Yes, and as we see, all the material, all the soca artists, good morning to Saya, my soldier, to Ricardo, all the soca music will be played in rotation. Particularly, I remember, Poopy, remember after the selection, we really channel down and get how many? So from the recordings, the submissions, how many are chosen to go on to the auditions, the performing stage? Roughly, it's 40 each?
Yeah, 40 each,
Yeah.
and then we go to 20 each for the semis.
Yeah.
40 each, yeah, from
What?
the, yeah.
So we take a guide. Normally, the stations take a guide at the 40 selected in each category. The songs go into rotation on the radio.
Right.
Somebody has told me last year, somebody is complaining about the airplay and so you see, but Misty, if you're becoming the first 40 in groovy or power, really and truly, you know,
Yes.
the song can be that hot, you know. It's 40 in groovy, 40 in power to select. From that we take it and take it. From there we play all, you know, all of them get rotated and get played. The point you're making, Sean, you're making about the season developing, choosing your song. We made the point earlier in the last week about the season, Calypso in particular, how it evolves. We were reminded of occasions when songs got ordinary response, no big impact on the first performance, and they grew. I remember Pep's Bab Kamawad became a big song, Winning the Crown, Mashing Up the Park. Very little response on the first occasion. Invaders, Vietnam Salah, people virtually walked out on the first performance, no impact, and turned out to be mega hits by the time they got to the park. Even Ashanti's The Price Is Too High, and they lose that big year. What is that, 98? Yeah, 98? 98. No 98. No response, but it grew into a big song. I remember Niam Jabatis and Ashanti being so dismayed that people didn't take them on at all. Messengers mashing up the tent with Pum Pum, this pan song, and Ashanti had no response. By the time they got to the park, it was huge. The reverses happened too, where a song started huge. Invader got about 13 encores for Speaker in the House, moved the Speaker in the House. By the time we got to the park, it was beaten and tired. Same thing happened to Invader with My Eyeballs Hurting Me. But Lady Spice had one too about the Obia song. So you have to be careful pacing it and timing it and the song, and there's no guarantee. Some start slow and pick up, and some the reverse. So no discouragement to those who start with lukewarm response, and no complacency for those who start with the big ovation at the start of the season. The final words from Her Majesty, Shan Lucian. You have 2 crowns. What's the name for the new song Shan would write? The 3 crowns? Give me the crown. Huh? Give me that crown. Eh? So you're seeking a 3rd crown. Tell us your final word to your people, both Calypso and pageant. You have a whole Queen show. Your fellow pageant colleagues will be starting to come next Tuesday. Remember you last year, your first Vaval Central interview?
Yes.
So tell your final words both to your Queen Show folks and indeed the Calypso world.
My final words to you guys, all I have to say is thank you so very much for your support. It is because you guys see the talent, the potential in me that I feel empowered to continue doing what it is that I'm doing. And I definitely will be coming out for that Calypso crown. Look out for me. Hopefully my performance will be a memorable one for you.
Give me a line the first puppy, huh? I have the carnival crown. I have the JC's crown, huh?
By this afternoon.
You get a he's going to give you extempo right away there and that, Now I want that one. So Shan will take us out. She has something our father's song he sings Iowa. The mango.
Which one? Oh, sweeter than a ripe mango, right. Darling. Okay.
So give us a voice and chorus of that.
All right.
Vaval Central, the Queen taking us out on Vaval Central.
You can play it for me?
Yeah. So then after
Caribbean Queen.
Caribbean, yes. Caribbean Queen on Vaval Central. Let's go, Lucian.
Yeah, you see. This gal gracious. Something about the love she exudes contagious. And no one can deny. Yeah, you are one of a kind, yeah. And you are simply divine, yeah. Don't need no makeup to shine, yeah. Could be the way that you whine and you shake up your bumper. But you're more than that, you're pretty and clever. Every eye on you, girl, you stuck like glue. Baby, we choose you, 'cause you're sweeter than a ripe mango, darling. Sweeter than sugar cane. You a Caribbean queen. You're sweeter than a ripe mango, darling. Girl, you cannot complain. You a Caribbean queen. Girl, you sweet and you sweet and you sweet and I will let you know. Girl, I hooked and I hooked and I hooked and I can't let you go. Girl, you sweet and you sweet and you sweet and I won't let you know. Yeah, we hooked and I hooked and I hooked and I can't let you go. She's the apple of my eye, the honey to my tea. Anywhere you go, that's where I wanna be, yeah. Hey, oh, could be the way that you whine and you shake up your bumper. But you're more than that, you're pretty and clever. Every eye on you, girl, you stuck like glue. Baby, I choose you, 'cause you're sweeter than a ripe mango, darling. Y'all, you send me sugar plain, a Caribbean queen. You're sweeter.
You can ask for more on the package on Vaval Central tomorrow. There's more vibes, more progress.
You're watching Lucian as a novice. That girl bad. Bad. Yeah.
You say look out for her.
What?
Look out for her. You could write a nice groovy for her to write.
Absolutely.
You see if you write a nice groovy. She's rocker groovy. Yeah. Shan Lucien, it's your time, it's your show. You are on another week again? If South Calypso 10, the second one.
Yes, June 7th, 8:30 p.m. at the National Cultural Center.
So Shanna said she gave you 2 tunes. Look out, she's not ruling out having a new song.
Also, indicative of a big tune. You see how Shan sing down there? So people can sing your song, choose your song and sing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sing it. That's indicative.
Yeah.
Of a monster tune. You know, see
right.
Coming out?
Yeah. Yep.
If I can sing your song, move there.
You read from Iowa, the guru, composer himself. As we go, Shan Lucien, you'll be back. Let's hope she earns the right to be back here again. I'm proud as a semi-finalist.
Fingers crossed, yeah, man.
This time she earning her place as she has in the past to be back on Vaval Central to speak about the way forward. We have quarterfinals, semi-finals, and there it's not easy as I tell you. They're getting warm. The competition, they won't be as friendly backstage and otherwise. When competition starts, artists turn on you, boy. They're not the same friendly hugging. You don't go and hug anybody backstage. You know? None of that.
Your partner making a comment there, Anthony.
Council.
And Arthur/Shan collab.
For Shan collab, yeah, not a bad idea.
I hope Arthur is listening. Let's make it happen.
In collab mode these days. Good morning, Council. As we out on Vaval Central tomorrow, thanks the comments, loving the show. As always, the center for you listen to Vaval Central when you get a chance. But you at school from what time?
I'm at school from 8:15.
What, so early?
Yeah, so early.
Not boy. What time you in the morning? 4 o'clock? 3:13, right?
What?
We out on Vaval Central tomorrow 8 o'clock. We here with all the vibes here on our program. Artists coming through, they build up to schools. We have new music to release tomorrow and performances. Vaval Central 8 o'clock tomorrow.
Thank you very much, Teddy. Vaval Central and the Caribbean Sound is sponsored by the Carnival Planning Management Committee, the Carnival Music Management Committee, Creamery Novelties, Live a Little, Harris Paynes, the Champions of Color, the Computer Store, Quartz Bringing Value Home, and Grace Tropical Rhythms.
We're back! Vaval Central! Music, the happenings, interviews, and all.